Lesson 5.7, Subtract Linear Expressions. When subtracting linear expressions, subtract like terms, use zero pairs if needed. So just like before, whenever we subtracted positives and negatives, we always added the opposite. So if we go down to example A, I have the quantity 5x minus 9 minus the quantity 2x minus 7. So right away I notice there's a subtraction sign in between my two quantities. When I see that subtraction sign, I'm going to add the opposite. So what I'm going to do is the expression that comes after the subtraction sign, I'm going to change everything to the opposite of what it is already. So I'm going to make this a positive. I have a positive 2, so that now becomes negative. I have a minus 7, so that now becomes positive 7. So now we're adding just like we did in lesson 6. So now I have 5x minus 9 plus negative 2x plus 7. So negative 9 plus positive 7 is negative 2. I have 5x plus negative 2x, and I get 3x. Okay? Again, on example B, I have the quantity 6x minus 10 minus the quantity 2x minus 8. When we subtract, we add the opposite. So the expression that comes after the subtraction sign, we're going to make that the opposite of what it is already. So I make this positive, my 2x becomes negative, my minus 8 becomes positive. So now I have 6x minus 10 plus negative 2x plus 8. Negative 10 plus positive 8 is negative 2. 6x plus negative 2x. Remember when you're working with positives and negatives, after you make your zero pairs, what's left? I have 4x left. Okay, a few more examples if we turn to the next page. Letter E, we have the quantity 3x minus 2 minus the quantity 5x minus 4. So, again, I'm going to add the opposite. Another way of thinking of adding the opposite is if I put a negative 1 out here, I can distribute that negative 1 to everything inside those parentheses. So if I take negative 1 times 5x, I now have negative 5x minus negative 1 times 4, which would be negative 4, and we know double negatives are positives. So now I have 3x minus 2 plus negative 5x plus 4, and then I can go ahead and add them together. I have negative 2 plus positive 4, which is positive 2, and then 3 plus negative 5x, which is negative 2x, so I would get negative 2x plus 2. Okay, another example, letter D, I have the quantity 4x minus 4 minus the quantity negative 2x plus 2. Again, I add the opposite, so I make this positive, my negative becomes positive, my positive becomes negative, so I have 4x minus 4 plus 2x minus 2. Negative 4 plus negative 2 is negative 6. 4x plus 2x is 6x, so I get 6x minus 6. Okay, a couple more examples. Letter E, I have the quantity 4x minus 3 minus 2x plus 7. Again, I add the opposite. I make my subtraction sign positive. Positive 2 becomes negative 2. Positive 7 becomes negative 7. So I have 4x minus 3 plus negative 2x minus 7. Then negative 3 plus negative 7 is negative 10. 4x plus negative 2x is 2x. Okay, letter F, 5x minus 4 minus the quantity 2x plus 3. Again, I have a subtraction sign in between my quantities, so I add the opposite. Positive 2 becomes negative 2. Positive 3 becomes negative 3. So I have 5x minus 4 plus negative 2x minus 3. Negative 4 plus negative 3 is negative 7. 5x plus negative 2x is 3x. And remember, when you're combining your positives and negatives, we have to use our zero pairs. Put a positive with a negative, what's left? Okay, one last example, number 3 here. The number of runs scored by the home team at a baseball game is represented by the quantity x plus 7. The number of runs scored by the visiting team is represented by the quantity 3x minus 7. Write an expression to find how many more runs the home team scored than the visiting team. Then evaluate the expression if the value of x equals 6. So first I need to figure out, what are they asking me? I want to know how many more runs the home team scored than the visiting team. So I'm going to take the home team and I'm going to subtract it from the visiting team's score. Okay, so just like we did before, we are going to combine our expressions, but I realize I have a subtraction sign here in the middle. When I subtract, I add the opposite. So my positive 3 becomes negative 3. My negative 7 becomes positive 7. So I now have x plus 7 plus negative 3x plus 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. X plus negative 3x is negative 2x. So the first thing they asked again was, how many more runs did the home team score than the visiting team? They scored negative 2x plus 14 more runs. Now they want to know, we need to evaluate the expression if the value of x is 6. So I'm going to substitute 6 back in for x. So I have negative 2 times 6 plus 14. Okay, so according to my order of operations, I need to multiply first. Negative 2 times 6 is negative 12 plus 14. Negative 12 plus 14 is 2. So they had 2 runs.